Hello everyone. I Neha Yadav, Assistant Professor in ABES Engineering College. Today I am going to discuss blockchain technology with you all. The content of this lecture will be what is a blockchain technology, its definition and its properties, how blockchain technology works, what is a node in a blockchain, what is a block in a blockchain, and what are hash functions in a blockchain. I will also explain different types of blockchains and the mining technology used for a mining of a block in a blockchain. So, a blockchain is a distributed ledger with growing list of records. These records are also known as blocks. As the name suggests, blockchain. Blockchain, as the name suggests, it's a chain of blocks. These blocks are also known as the records. These blocks contain the data, the information, or the transaction records in themselves. A block has two parts. The first part is the header of the block, and the second part which contain the data or the transaction or the information. So a blockchain is a distributed ledger which with growing list of records that are securely linked with each other by cryptographic hash. So blockchain is a chain of blocks, and these blocks are linked with each other using cryptographic hash function, which makes a blockchain a very secure technology or a very secure method to store our data. Each block contains a cryptographic hash. As I already discussed, a block has two parts. The first part is the block header, and the second part which contain the data of the transaction or the information. So block header have different values in it. The block header have the hash value of its own, and it also contain the hash value of the block which is previous to itself. It also have timestamp value. Timestamp means it timestamp contains the time at which the this block is mined and added to the blockchain. And the transaction data, as I said, the block is divided into two parts: block header, which has a timestamp value, previous hash of itself, Merkle root, nonce value, and the second part which contain the data or the transaction which we want to store on the blockchain. If we add a new block, it can be, if we want to link, the first block of a blockchain is known as genesis block, and if we want to add a new block to this genesis block, then we have to generate a hash function for this block, and the header of this block will contain the hash of itself and hash of the genesis block. So this hash function or cryptographic hash functions links the blockchain in a way in which these blocks can never be altered, or the data in these blocks can never be changed. Talking about the second part of a block, as we discussed already, there are two parts in a block. The first part is the header of the block, and the second part is contains the data. So the first part have different values: timestamp value, hash value, hash of previous block, nonce value, and the second part, data part, will have the transactions or information in it. Each transaction in a block is secured with a digital signature that proves its authenticity. The digitally signatured transactions prove that the data, the transaction which is done by a person. For example, if a node do a transaction from a node transferred some money from A to B, the node A transferred money to B, then the A will sign the transaction digitally using its own private key. Each transaction is secured with a digital signature. For example, if a person A transfers some money to person B, then the person A will sign these transactions using his public key, so that The second point is each transaction is secured with a digital signature that proves its authenticity. For example, if a person transfers some amount of money to person B, then the person A will sign that transaction using its public key. The second point is each transaction is secured with a digital signature that proves its authenticity. For example, if a person A transfers some money to person B, then that person A will sign that transaction digitally using his private key. This authenticates that that particular transaction is done by person A only. Every block containing cryptographic hash, as we already discussed, each block has its cryptographic hash and hash of previous block. This is the structure of a block. A block have data in it, hash in it, and hash of previous block. If we talk in detail, a block have two parts. The first one is header, which have nonce value, block index, timestamp value, its hash, hash of previous block, and one more parameter, which is Merkle root. And the second part will contain the data or the transactions. When these different blocks link with each other, they are linked using the cryptographic hash functions. For example, in this diagram, the hash of first block is 1Z8F, and as this block is the first block, there is no previous hash, so its value is 0000. The second block has its own unique hash, which is 6BQ1, and it will also contain the value of previous hash, which is 1Z8F, which is the value of hash of block 1. Similarly, the third block have its own hash, which is 3H4Q, and the value of previous hash, which is 6BQ1. So in this way, a blockchain is linked in a way in that no block can be deleted. No block, the data or the content or the value in any block cannot be deleted just by altering that particular block. If someone wants to change the value in a block, he has to change the value in every block, or he has to change the hash value in every block, and this is a very difficult process. Different properties of blockchain. The first property is immutable. The blockchain is immutable. How, what makes a blockchain immutable? The cryptographic hash function by which these blocks are linked. For example, we already discussed that each block has its hash of previous block. So the first block will have its hash, and there is no previous block, so no previous block hash. The second block will have the hash of itself and hash of previous block, and the third block will have hash of itself and hash of second block, and fourth block will have hash of itself and hash of third block. So these blocks are linked using the hash function. If someone tries to alter the content in this block, then the hash value, which is dependent on the values of, or which is dependent on the transaction in that block, so if someone tries to change the values in this block, the hash value of this block will change. And if hash value of this block will change, then this hash is also in fourth block. If the hash value of this block is changed, then it is easily recognizable that there is a attempt to change the content of this block. So the cryptographic hash functions makes blockchains immutable. Second is blockchain is distributed. Blockchain is distributed in a sense that the number of nodes, the participants in a blockchain network are connected in a peer-to-peer manner. Peer to peer is all the nodes in a blockchain are connected to each other directly or indirectly. And blockchain is also a decentralized ledger. Each node in blockchain network will have its own copy of blockchain. Each node will have this blockchain with itself. So the next property is secure. Blockchain is secure. As we already discussed, blockchain is immutable. No one can change its data. No one can delete its data. This makes a blockchain a secure database technology or secure technology which can secure our transaction, which can maintain the privacy. And the last property of blockchain is transparency. Blockchain is transparent, as we already discussed here. The participants of a blockchain network have a copy of blockchain. They can verify, they can validate each transaction happening in that blockchain. They can access these transaction at any time. They can verify these transaction at any time. So blockchain is also a transparent. Blockchain makes things transparent. The nodes or the user or the customer or the participants of that network can access the blockchain anytime. So the whole process will become transparent using the blockchain technology. This is the different types of blockchain. If we speak broadly, there are two types of blockchain. First one is permissionless blockchain, and the second one is permission blockchain. Permissionless blockchain is a blockchain in which can anyone can participate, or anyone can become the node of that particular blockchain without the permission of anyone. For example, Bitcoin is a public blockchain. If we want to be part of Bitcoin blockchain, we can just sign in. We can just go to Bitcoin website and sign in on that website, and we become the nodes of that blockchain. So permissionless blockchains are the blockchain in which we do not need permission. There is no restriction, or there is no regulation on becoming a participant of that blockchain. The permission blockchains are the blockchain which need some which have some restrictions, which are private, which needs the person who wants to participate in that blockchain network, they need some permission. Permission blockchains are also of different type. Private blockchain, the first type is the private blockchain. Private blockchain is a blockchain which is controlled by one authority, in comparison with the permissionless blockchain, where if a person wants to become a node of that blockchain, they do not need any permission. In permission blockchain, and if we are speaking about private blockchain, this the addition of a person, or a person becoming a part of that blockchain network, needs a permission from the authority. There is an authority who will allow you, on the basis of its requirement, what type of person it will add in its blockchain. So there is some restriction on the participation of private blockchain. Second is consortium blockchain, in comparison to private blockchain, where there is single authority which allows you to become the part of a blockchain. In consortium blockchain, there is a group which will check if you are eligible for participating in that particular blockchain or not. The third type of permission blockchain is hybrid blockchain. Hybrid blockchain is the hybrid of permissionless and permission blockchain. This blockchain is controlled by one authority with some permissionless processes. In this blockchain, all processes are not like a restricted process. In this process, some processes are controlled and others are like freely. They can, if they have these restricted parameter, they met these restricted parameter, then they can freely join a hybrid blockchain network. So these are the references, and that's all for today for blockchain technology. I will continue the process and mining in next lecture. Thank you so much.